Bogus. Crunch. Are you ready? 'Cause I'm gonna put on a show. Yeah, yeah.
And hello everyone. Hold on. Step room Monte Carlo. Hold on. Alright. So there are 8 tickets. 8. Tell me which one. Check how much left here. 7. 8, 7. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe on Friday I'll finish it. Last also will be 7. Nothing. Now the last one. The same actually. Not even. Well, good luck next time. Actually have some new tickets. Yeah, last time I was buying them 1 month ago. Let me check the sound test. Нет, смотрим. Let me change the temperature as well. Kinda hot here right now. Alright. Done. Now I'm ready to play. Tomorrow I actually don't think I will be streaming. I'm not sure. On Friday I will. So, reopen, continue. I don't really like that smart legs. It's actually good that it's not moving, but if I want to move it slightly, I need to pick it up. Okay, honest holiday. So what's this evidence you found that backs up holiday statement then, Prof? Well, Lucy, do you remember what was broadcast? What you were listening to together? I think I can remember the gist of it. The evidence is in the transmission itself. I've managed to borrow a recording of the show. Listen carefully to this now. I've got a very special guest. See you today, people. It's the drop-dead gorgeous Miss Dolly Holiday. Not right? It's terrific to be on the show. Here I brought you something. They're ever so tasty. Oh, thanks, Dolly. That was fast. That sounds like a fax coming in already. So our first request this morning is from Miss Angel of Death. I'll be the death of you? Oh, sounds like someone wants to turn the Jade White Red into the Jade White Death. Don't you go Dynamite White. I'll never leave it down. Well, if I'm about to sign off for the last time ever, allow me to try one of your mouth-watering offerings first. Maybe repeating this. That hit the spot. What's going on? Right? No, right? Let's go into ad break. Come on quickly. Hello, one. And that was the ad break? Well, holidays laying it on too thick. Well, maybe, but never mind that. Just struck me, that's all. Okay, but ignoring that, there's a blatant discrepancy between the writer's show and the stand of the crime. Can you get it? I don't? Best contradiction again. What's at odds with the recording? Partition of the body, maybe? Or maybe the facts? Not sure, not sure. I see. And where's the discrepancy between that and what we heard on the radio? So it's actually in the facts. That's not the facts. Miss Angel does. I'll be the death of you. I actually don't remember how it was. The annual sale? Check again. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'll select just this next to something else. Okay, let me listen to it one more time. Angel of Death, I'll be at the death of you. He said Miss Angel of Death. Wait a second, but it's not saying that it's Miss. I'll be the best of you. Ah, there was no sound of breaking glass. Or actually a cup. Maybe it was porcelain or something. That's the problem. Sound red collapsing? Right. There were a broken teacup and the sound cry, but no sound of a cup breaking on air. Precisely. You can clearly hear when Red collapses from his chair. And yet there's no sound of a cup breaking. So the teacup didn't break during the show, you mean? Almost certainly. It's increasingly clear that Miss Holliday's statement is true. Dredd never drank the tea. Yet, it's highly likely that he'll have dropped and broken the cup. By the way, Rutoni chat now actually showing whereabouts. Wait, and did it show it in the beginning? It did show it, so they fixed it. Oh, Elisha. I'm not sure if it's now. Yeah, it's working. It's highly likely that he'd have dropped and broken the cup and the poison entering his bloodstream. So Miss Holliday's statement is the bona fide truth. Well, in that case, when did he drink the poison and when did the cup break? If my hypothesis is correct, Dredd was given the poison after the show went off air. What? When the broadcast had finished, you mean? Yes, quite probably. So even though he collapsed during the show and were on air, he had the poison after that? You got me right flummoxed. No, Prof. Dredd collapsed on air after eating the macarons given to him by Holiday. That's the point. I'm sure, and I'm getting farther and farther from it. Well, why don't you do some investigation on that area, hmm? Don't tell me that he actually was the killer himself. Oh, this woman. There's a clear discrepancy between the scene we see here and the state of the studio just after the show. It poses the question of why Dredd became physically distressed after he ate the macaron. Why would eating a perfectly normal macaron do that to him when he hadn't touched the tea? Right, he hadn't had any poison at all, yet everyone around him mistakenly believed he'd died. Most like he were just putting it on and pretending to die or something. That's exactly what I'm thinking. There's actually existing evidence at the scene that supports the idea that he was faking his own death. Yes, see if you can find it. Wow. This one? It's not this hunky, is it? See what it says? Well, surprised. But heck, he pretended to die and he were going to use this hanky to show it. Were all a big joke. That's right, Dredd was trying to play a practical joke on Holiday and everyone else in the studio. So he made it look like he was in pain as soon as he took a bite of the macaron. After he pretended to collapse, however, he drank the poison tea and really did die. Once that poison took hold of him, he was killed over with a fair wallop. It must be when he dropped the cup and broke it then, and when his leg fell off. It's an absurd ending to the whole affair, but there's considerable chance that is what happened. Considerable chance? It's more like a dead cert, if you ask me. It would greatly narrow down the possible suspects. Do you know who done it now, Prof? Do you? I have someone in mind. But before we pick out the culprits, let's just take some time to investigate the death of the tea lady. Alright, I've been itching to look into this. Where's her body? So, let me fill you in on the tea lady who was found dead. Her name is Annie's Brewer. She worked at the radio station cafeteria. Part-time employee in the radio station cafeteria. Huge fan of DJ's Diddy's captivating voice. I have no idea how can you be a fan of voice. She was a huge fan of Dreads, and still people say they remember seeing the pair chatting at times. Were they involved then? We have reason to believe that they were, yes, although there's a little evidence to actually back that up. Well, with both of them dead, there's no one can tell us for sure, I suppose. Now, let's turn our attention to the room where Brewer's body was discovered. It was a storeroom, not a minute's walk from the studio. Right next to it. Wait, Tolan. Seeing the storeroom is just that, and staff really have cause to go inside. It's apparently kept unlocked, though, so anyone can get in there should they want to. So Brewer went in there to hide after she took the drinks into the studio? That seems most probable. What you need to figure out then is what went on in that room. I managed to obtain additional statements from all suspects about their movements after Dread's death. Have a look all of them, Lucy. Will do, Prof? I was with one of the security guards the whole time. And that's all? It's all the information you have at this stage. Alright. So can finally have a look at this storeroom then, can I? The question really is whether Brewer committed suicide or was murdered. Let's see for ourselves, shall we? Did Brewer commit suicide or was she murdered? We need to figure out which it was. Right, well, where do we start then? There are two pieces of evidence that led to Dread's murder being pinned on Brewer. Firstly, the song request written in Brewer's handwriting, and secondly, the poison used to kill Dread. Well, she used this song request as practical joke, obviously. So it was not a death threat. So let's just start by looking at both of them. That sounds like a plan. Now added the storeroom to the crime scene reconstruction. Just tap the door in the studio to go in. Door in the studio. Okay, sounds simple enough. Yes, so let's get started. Kinda strange that they didn't release this game for actually some Nintendo console. Like in 3DS. No snowed? The words Ferret's Cell scored on the back of the victim's left hand. So it's a non-permanent ink. Non-permanent ink? What the heck is this ink? So must be very recent. What the heck is not permanent ink? So why so only permanent inks? So then non-permanent inks exist that you can use to write something on your hand? I don't know. Kinda strange. Oh, they meant that non-permanent ink means not at a tattoo, right? Something. Coffee in a paper cup that was purchased from a drinks machine inside the station. Traces of the poison that killed both Brewer and Red have been found inside. Broken glass. Yep, traces of poison. Hello, Cube. You finally made it? The fight and the same substance that killed both victims. This was the container for the poison before it was smashed. I was suspecting it was Hyo who killed him, but actually not. Kinda sad. Looks like it's really will be this one. The dead body of Annie's Brewer, because of death poisoning. It's exactly the same poison as that found in Red's blood, and no signs of external injury. So speak on him. Fall asleep at any moment? Good night then? Sleep is good. Sadly, I never actually want to sleep. I always forcing myself to go to sleep. Well, I can feel sleepy, but actually fall asleep? Never happened. So lay in the bed for 15 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours before actually collapsing. A loudspeaker that continually plays whatever the station is broadcasting at the time. Red's last show would have been audible on it. Cabinets stuffed full of old papers, all found by Nate. Selection of sweets that Brewer brought. Everyone has been unwrapped and nibbled. What? A fax machine at the same time as that found in the recording studio. The fateful song request that Red received was sent from this very machine. The original song request sheet faxed to Red during the show, and non-permanent ink was used again, and the handwriting has been identified as Brewer's. Listen, they mean like pencil was used? Instead of pen? Okay, now hold on. There's no question it's Brewer's handwriting on the song request sheet. And the poison's the same stuff that were used to kill Red without a shadow of a doubt. Hello, Shakim. Can't deny it seems pretty unlikely that she did do him in. It's too soon to draw any conclusions, Lucy. Personally, I find the broken glass container that contained the poison a little curious. That bothers me too. Looks like it was smashed with some considerable force. Its original shape is beyond recognition. There's no saying what folk will do when there's a required laugh involved, Prof. I dare say there's a good reason for it, yes. Now let's see if there isn't any evidence to suggest foreplay. Let's have a look. This pen was used. A cheap non-permanent ink pen. How the heck ink pen can be non-permanent? How the heck? Hello there. Here do needs proof that it was murder? Well, if you want to kill yourself, there's no need to point on the coffee, maybe? Evidence like that doesn't really tell us anything about whether it was murder or suicide. It is not. I leave it, it will go on its own at some point of time. Maybe next year. So far, yes. What can I do? I tried this just for my semi-permanent dye, and actually it's slightly make it darker. That's it. Maybe if I leave it for more than 1 minute, I could suggest to use use it for 10 minutes. I use it for just 1. Was just afraid that I will be like completely non-blonde at all. As I read the reviews, and people were saying that it's kinda too dark, impossibly dark. Maybe this. Also not. It's supposed to be here. Kinda don't know. Do you think this note she wrote on her hand might be a clue about sound? It's obviously sound and she had only just written. I wonder what Farrod's cell means. Which piece of evidence relates heavily to Farrod's cell? Oh my god. Which one? Cell. The commercial? Yes. Hey prof, remember the ad they played on the radio after what happened on the show? That's what it was. It were an advert for the big sale on at first. Of course, Bro must have heard the advertisement and made a note of it on her hand. That must be it. Well, that would tell us something. It's like... One less verse. What the heck was this sound? What the heck was disconnected and connected again? The mouse? I'm not sure. Another bug of Windows. One last note to her self-reveal. She was ready to die. She didn't see death coming. She had an accident. No, the second one. Bro must be thinking she'll go to the ferret cell and thinking it while she was in that room. So she can't have had any clue that she was about to die then, can she? No, she can't. Just to be sure, let's find out when else the advertisement was aired. It's just possible she made the note on another occasion. I'll go and make the necessary inquiries straight away, prof. I got the answer, prof. That was unbelievably quickly seen. Investigating's all about speed, I say. Anyway, it turns out that when the very first time that ad had ever aired, then it's undeniable. Bro was murdered. Was she an accomplice of the real killer then, do you think? Killed to shut her up or something? What do you think? She was not. I don't think Bro were in on it, actually. She's left the song request fox just lying about in full view, not to mention all them sweet drops. What? Wait a second. It will be a very good plot for the visual novel when you're a detective and anything, simply anything that you're suggesting or thinking will become true. I think this one was murder. It's happening that this one is actually a murder. Somebody is accomplice and it's actually an accomplice. And the end, you figured out that you're living in a matrix. In a video game, obviously. She just doesn't seem to have been that bothered really. Not what you expect of a killer. An excellent deduction. Couldn't agree more. There's too much evidence left behind in this room. If she had known about the plan to kill Red, she would have been tidier. She wouldn't have wanted to get caught. In all likelihood, I imagine Red approached her. He would have told her of his plans of a great practical joke and asked her to help him. That makes sense. That's why she was totally unfazed after her and Red collapsed and making notes about sales and the shops. Exactly. So the real killer used her without her even knowing about it to kill her absolute idol of all people. Yes, a contemptible trick indeed, in for murder. So, who went then? Who's behind all this? I believe I know who it was. Do you? Yes, Rose's killer and Red's killer were one and the same. Expect that you've also figured it out by now, haven't you, Sim? So, who is the real culprit in this case? Already? Well, I believe it's not Dolly or Melody. It's one of these two for sure. So, Randall saying that he was with someone else. So, he has alibi. So, long-time partner of Dread's, creator and director of his show. Have quarreled with the victim over money matters. So, this one? I'm right. Must be the director, Mike the Bonner. He's the only one who could be in the right place and the right time for both murders. I agree. After Dress named Depp, Holiday and Smith were together the entire time. Man, the stuntman, called for help from other members of staff to contact the emergency services. The only suspect who was on their own as events were unfolding is the Bonner? So it were him then, without any question. Right, I'll go and get someone to bring him in. Yes. There's no question that the Bonner is the culprit. But still, there's one final piece of the puzzle missing. Which one? There's no question now that the Bonner is responsible for the death of Dread and Rare. Let's get him. No, I'm truly sorry to have kept. Goodness, it's Dolly. She's not him. Well, that's rather strange. She said she wanted to see me. What exactly did you tell this man, Lucy? I just couldn't get hold of him. In the end, I had to resort to asking Miss Holiday if she'd help. That little minx, she doesn't know who she's messing with. Allow me to apologize, Mr. Debonair. I had no idea this had gone on. No, not at all. I can hardly blame your lovely assistant. After all, if a man allows himself to be it's usually for less than honorable reason. Anyway, I must be getting back. Just a moment, please, Mr. Debonair. We do actually have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Well, it's not often that a pretty young girl wants to chat with an old forger like me, so why not? Well, it better be something important enough to warrant dragging me out of bed, huh? Out of bed? Sleep it? Yes, it's an extremely serious matter. It seems you may well be responsible for the death of 2 innocent people, you see? Who are you people exactly? I'm Inspector Layton, Serious Crime Division. And I'm Lucy Becker, the Inspector's assistant. Well, goodness gracious me. I thought the police were supposed to protect the public, not trick them into false meetings and the like. And falsely accusing them of murder too. There they are. No formal accusations have yet been made, Mr. Debonair. However, the evidence we have strongly suggests that you are guilty. I see. Well, sounds rather like I'm going to need to stay then, but we'll have to wait. Actually meet your attorney. Good. It's really in your best interest to cooperate with us, if only to prove your own innocence. That sounds rather like some kind of cruel joke. Don't see us laughing, do you, Mr. Debonair? Very well, Inspector. Layman, was it? Layton. Goodness, my apologies. Anyway, before I consent to helping you with your investigations, I have a couple of questions of my own. Really? Go ahead. This is what an officer involved in the investigation told me earlier on. He said it was the tea girl who poisoned Dwight. She committed suicide immediately afterwards. Are you saying that's not the case? And this officer was mistaken? Were the police mistaken? Yes. No, the tea lady was the one who killed Mr. Dredd. So she was falsely accused. Dear, dear, that's an embarrassing mistake for you. The police do rather seem to have lost the edge these days. What do you think? Always get to the truth in the end. Don't you worry. Of course, well, if I might be so bold as to venture another question. I heard it was poison that killed poor Dwight. I wonder, what was the poison in? Microphone? Mr. Dredd was killed by a lethal poison that were put in his team. Yes, that's what I heard. And remind me, if you will, who was it that brought Dwight the team? Probably a forgetful all these days. It was a tea lady by the name of Ernest Brewer who brought the drinks in the studio. Oh yes, of course, I remember now. Pretty young girl, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's right, she brought the tea to Dwight. The tea laced with poison. I can be sure that the tea already contained the poison at that point in time. And that's all? Well, I'm tricked. Do tell me then, when was the poison added? Before? Wow? After the show was interrupted? Wait a second, I don't know when exactly it was poisoned. But looks like before? No? That's not right, Lucy. Guess I just thought an unanswered question again. Okay, after? The poison were added to the tea after the show had been interrupted. Well, what an extraordinary idea! Why that while the show was still on air, yet the poison wasn't put in the cup until after that time? Don't wish to cause offense, Inspector Layton, but Is your system a little simple, perhaps? Hey, I heard that. And my name is Layton. Terribly sorry, how rude of me. By the way, is it calendar behind them? And the date is JB? No. No, Mr. Debonair. What Miss Baker said is absolutely right. The poison was added to the tea after the show was cut short and taken off the air. I'm sure I don't need to spell out to you what that means. Sorry to disappoint you, but you've been completely lost me. This is all rather too fanciful for an old chap like me. Very well, let's take a different tack. Why don't we talk about the week? The week? I assure you, advanced in years, maybe, but this is all my own hair. Mr. Dreadswick. Oh, see, yes, white. Did you notice that the victim's wig had fallen off his head? As a matter of fact, I did, yes. I saw that dreadlocked mask fly over the poor man's head as he killed or went on the floor. That's very strange, because we have another witness statement that completely contradicts what you're saying. According to that statement, actually, I don't really like that they constantly giving you hints what to select. But that's a mobile game. Even highlighting it here. But the idea that you can use other people's statements during someone's statement is actually pretty new. Never used in this at all. When Mr. Dread collapsed during the show, his wig were definitely still on his head. That's what the witness told us. The person in question even went so far as to say how shocking it was to see the victim without his wig. Oh yes, of course. I'm terribly sorry, you're quite right. That mixed things up in my head. Yes, when White actually collapsed, it's true, his wig didn't come off. Must have been when I ran over to him and shook him. Couldn't help myself. I was in a blind panic. That must be when it happened. Must have shaken his wig off his head. Nice. I do apologize for getting so muddled up. I quite understand, Mr. Debonair. People's memories are very curious things. Yes, quite. There's just one other thing I'd like to double-check with you. Did you notice Mr. Dread drinking his tea at all? Oh yes, yes, I saw him drink it. Let's see, I'm pretty sure he ate one of those macarons first. No doubt that made him thirsty. It was when he took a sip of tea that he suddenly looked shocked. The rest I think you know. Nice. Then it appears we have another discrepancy. See, we have a statement that tells a different story. Why this one? According to Miss Holiday, Mr. Dread never touched his tea. Know what I mean? It's little misleading. Do you really think you can rely on what she tells you? I wanna say serial liar. Why, she even lied to me in order to get me to this meeting, for goodness sake. Or have you conveniently forgotten that little fact already? Not at all. I made a mental note of it. Then surely you wouldn't seriously consider taking her word over mine? Please, Mr. Debonair, there's no need for raised voices. Perhaps we all need to calm down. A spot of radio, maybe? Calm down? Again this shit? Alright. This is a recording of the show. This your idea of a joke? Dwight and I worked together for a great many years, you know? Do you think I enjoy listening to my partner, my friend, suffering over and over again? I'm very sorry if this causes you any distress. However, this recording actually proves Miss Holliday's statement is true. I don't understand. You see, would you care to explain? Broken cup? There were a broken teacup at the scene of the crime, but there's not even a hint of the sound of China breaking on the corner of the show. Well, obviously the microphone just didn't pick it up. You apparently know very little about radio. I believe it's not possible to not pick up such sound. It's not some kind of noise. Let's see. Even if I drop this, it's horrible. And I have noise cancellation, as actually it's cancellation, it's canceling the noise. You can clearly make out the sound of the victim collapsing. You would expect the noise of a cup smashing to be even more clearly audible. How is this even relevant? It was the tea girl who poisoned his drink, we all know that. Does it really matter whether you can hear a teacup breaking on the record or not? I mean, I ask you. It was a great deal. A cup that didn't break is broken. A wig that didn't fall off is lying on the floor. It's not that one witness or another failed to spot something. No, the crime scene changed subtly between the transmission being interrupted and the police arriving. The question then is why? How on earth should I know? Miss Baker and I have come up with a hypothesis. You speculated that when the victim collapsed during the show, he was in fact pretending to die. What? Don't be absurd, well. I too thought it unbelievable at first, but if you accept that, nothing else falls into place, you see? We saw that and yourself discussed the idea of such a practical joke before the show. Probably fixed on him drinking some tea and then throwing his whole "oh no, I'm dying" bit. But when it came to the live show, Mr. Dredd improvised a few changes. Instead of it being the tea that kicked everything off, he went for one of Miss Holliday's macarons. After the performance, once everyone had left the studio, Mr. Dredd got up. Miss Holliday and Miss Smith would have been in the waiting room, and Mr. Mann had gone to call the police. Which would leave only one other person in the studio, you, Mr. Debonair. No doubt you made a fuss over Mr. Dredd and how great he'll be, and then you offered him some tea. Tea laced is poison, that is. The poison hit him that bad, he dropped the teacup and it smashed onto the floor. And as he crashed to the floor himself, his wig flew on his head. And these two minor details, which were the cause of the inconsistencies of the scene. Now Mr. Dredd collapsed after eating a macaron. The poison was found in the tea. And though his wig was still on his head, he collapsed during the show, then it was lying on the floor. And that's the real truth behind the death of DJ Dwight Dredd, and you know it. But certainly an imaginative theory, but in the end, just that, a theory. You don't have a shred of evidence to support your claim that Dwight faked his own death, do you? Faked? Handkerchief? Mr. Red's handkerchief is proof of it. Good gift. Was it tasteless bit of wreck? I found this handkerchief with a hand could write a note on it. What does it say? Well, surprised? It were this handkerchief that Mr. Red were planning to show to let everyone know they'd been tricked. That's the only logical explanation for the cryptic message he wrote on it. It would seem you knew nothing about this handkerchief. Yet it was you who proposed the whole idea of the practical joke to the victim in the first place, no? Rubbish, I didn't know anything about it. It must have been that T-girl who tricked Dwight into the idea of a foolish schoolboy prank. She's the one you want. You saw the fax she sent, didn't you? The one with the death threat? Uncle, you even found a perfume bottle full of poison next to her, didn't you? What? It was smashed. The chaps had it right the first time. And when they identified that girl as the killer, you're wasting my time. I'm afraid that was a mistake. She were dragged into this by you. You asked her to help pull off the so-called practical joke. Absolutely not. She tricked Dwight, brought him, and then killed herself. End of story. She didn't kill herself. We have evidence to prove it. That's all already? Miss Brewer made a very interesting note to herself. Allow me to read it to you. Ferret's cell, it says. Well, arrest me now, what damning evidence in it? Good, I see you understood the significance of this note. It refers to an advert that was aired for the very first time, straight after the show was interrupted. The note tells us two things. Firstly, Miss Brewer knew from the outset that Mr. Red was going to collapse as part of the show. She was a huge fan of his, so if she really thought he had collapsed, she'd have never bothered with that. And secondly, she intended to visit Forrest on the way home and have a look at the cell. She'd hardly have bothered making a note of the cell if she were about to do herself in. So you see, can be fairly confident that Miss Brewer had no intention of committing suicide. Well, that's all very interesting, but let's not forget the woman was a killer. You can't hope to understand how such a person thinks, surely? And if she hadn't killed Dwight, why did she send that death threat wrote as a song request? The fax you're referring to was another suggestion of yours, was it not? Heck no. What do you have said to the poor lass? White wants to stage an amazing practical joke on the show. Could really do with your help. I knew she were a huge fan of Mr. Red and his show. Of course she were going to agree. She'd have been that chuffed that you asked her. I bet she wrote that bogus death threat request gladly, didn't she? And the first idea, what you're talking about. On the show you waited for your chance to slip off to the storeroom where Miss Brewer was waiting. Just like you did with Mr. Dredd. You congratulated her on a job well done and offered her a cup of coffee. In this red soda cup that I was using before Stitch did this. In this case it's not London, it's again the United States. The poor lass had no idea, but she were on cloud 9, thinking C9 she'd done something to help her idol, as she slipped the deadly poison. That's the truth of the matter, isn't it, Mr. Dominaire? Why the heck this must have returned? My goodness. You pair have the most fantastic imaginations. This could be a new radio drama. Yep. How come you're still here? I smashed your alibis one by one. My dear girl, I'm not about to admit to a crime I didn't commit. But all this whole scenario you've painted is utter fabrication. No, it's not. You backed up everything you've said with hard evidence. No doubt. I suspect. In all likelihood. I've listened patiently to your conjecture for long enough. Now you listen to me. There's abundant and clear evidence that the T-girl killed herself. To start with, there's the handwritten request sheet. Ever you look at it, that request was a blatant death threat. Makes your intentions crystal clear. Next, there's the perfume bottle full of poison. The same poison, I hasten to add, that was used to kill Dwight. She was found with that lethal substance in her possession. And if that isn't damning enough, she used the very same poison to kill herself. Finally, there's the fact that the girl was a die-hard fan of Dwight's. Her twisted feelings for the poor man are what led to this strategy in the first place. Faced with 3 in a row, sadly. Pause it. I was not fast enough to pause it. Okay, dear readers, can you refute this evidence in any way, my dear? As I thought. So, that's that, then. Case closed. You can't do that. Why is the kid saying solved when it was unsolved? Now it's white. Yeah. When did you... Funny turn again, huh, Prof? Rami, you still here? It's our office. Goodness, Mr. Layton, you seem a little, disturbed. Get my name wrong again on purpose, and I'll personally cut out your tongue. That's it, Prof. Suck it to him. Precious, I'm not quite sure I can believe my ears. I assure you, police officer. You're making me uncomfortable. The moment you allow me to go home, seeing as you have no evidence. I believe it's what police actually do. When they're trying to get something they want to hear from the suspect. We have evidence. Let's hear your patronizing, very irrefutable pieces of hard evidence again, shall we? If you dare. That's what I missed. I don't know why you suddenly assume this menacing toy. Just get on with it. Very well, I'm not sure why I have to repeat myself like this, but... Firstly, there's the handwritten request sheet. Secondly, the perfume bottle full of poison. And thirdly, the fact that the T-girl was a die-hard fan of Dwight's. You have no idea, do you? The very words coming out of your mouth. What? One of your 3 irrefutable pieces of hard evidence. Like, it's just the irrefutable evidence that proves your guilt. Don't be absurd. Lucy, do you know which one it is? The poison, of course. I think I sort of do, and I sort of don't. One of the Bonner's 3 irrefutable pieces of hard evidence and a piece of evidence from the crime scene. By comparison those two things, we prove beyond any doubt that Mike here is the killer. Mission? Bottle? And short. You said the bits of broken glass were from a perfume bottle full of poison, Mr. Banner. That's why you slipped up. You betrayed yourself, Rotten. I'm sorry? You blurted something out that only the real killer could have known. About those bits of broken glass in the storm. When I found out that's what the poison were in, I assumed they'd come from a pill bottle or something. But the real killer went carrying the poison in a pill bottle. Were he? No, he was using a perfume bottle. I know exactly how your devil's mind was working. It always intended to give the bottle of poison in Burr's hand, to make it look like suicide. That's why you very carefully choose a lady's perfume bottle. No, what are you talking about? After your poison Burr, you placed the perfume bottle in your hand and left the storeroom. But then something happened that you hadn't banked on. The girl wasn't quite dead. I very much doubt she understood exactly what was happening. But she must have felt she needed to leave a sign, something to show how she was killed. Doubtful. Mastering all her remaining strength, she hurled the perfume bottle against the wall. Surely it was not a wall. Smashed into pieces, making it all but impossible to identify what it was. But of course you didn't know that. There's no way anyone could tell what sort of container those bits of glass made before they smashed. And forensics are still hard at work, piecing them all back together. Only one person could possibly know what shape it were originally. And that's the one who put the poison in it in the first place, the killer. Oh dear me, but it's still a mistake. Seems I must have said the wrong thing. You said the wrong thing? You repeated it no less than 3 times, and yet you would like to claim you said the wrong thing? Then... Heard me wrong. Yes, that's right. I never said any such thing. Know when to give up, for pity's sake. If that's how you want to play it, let's listen to something. What? She's the one you want. You saw the facts she sent, didn't you? The one with the death threat. Golly, you even found the perfume bottle full of poison next to her, didn't you? That was the first time. How did you... I played your recording of Brad's last show, if you remember. It seems I must have accidentally knocked record unfinished. A little devil proof. Fantastic. I knew we didn't have enough evidence to pin it on you. That's why I got you to come here. I thought it would be fitting to have the final piece of evidence come from the killer himself. Stormy, that's the handwritten request sheet. Have you look at it? That request was a blatant death threat. Have you look at it? Makes your intentions crystal clear. Then there's the perfume bottle full of poison. It was the second time. Would you like to hear the third? No. Give in. You've given up at last. So soon? Hold on. I was hoping to tighten the screws on you much more than that. What a disappointment you are. Prof, you're back? Yes, sorry about that, listen. No, don't apologize. I'm getting quite used to it now. And anyway, it went so well this time, snap out of it without too much trouble. In fact, I'm a little worried it were a bit too easy. Mr. Debonair, there's one more thing I'd like to ask you. What? You haven't once called the tea lady by her name in all the time you've been talking. What of it? Do you not even know the name of the woman you murdered? Of course I do. It was, Charlotte, wasn't it? No, flaming well went. You're really a scum, aren't you? The lady's name was Annis Brewer. The lady who smashed the bottle you put in your hands and showing you take the rap for your crimes. I remember this. Layton. Listen. Yes, Rob. Take me some Debonair, but there, to a holding cell, would you? Mike Debonair, I'm arresting you for multiple counts of murder. I'm Debonair, not there, but there. Finally. Inspector? Inspector! Debonair squeaked like a moth on Helen. Debonair spilled his guts out to... She accidentally pressed it. Enough of that. You're making me feel guilty. Don't you want to know what the pun's motive was? It's actually the problem with touchscreens. We don't understand when actually you're touching it. It's not a button. Do I ever? Debonair's been doing the Chinese squeal on the radio station's accounts. Queen of Profits, Chinese squeeze? Never heard this term. Yep, but Dredd found out about it. He started ringing Debonair for cash, like a wet towel. So Debonair bumped him off. And what was the relationship between Brewer and Debonair? I've caught every angle of that, but I've got nothing. Zilch. The Ying and the Dam didn't have a scrap of shared history. They were totally unrelated. What about Brewer and Dredd? The more I look into that, less of a connection they seem to have. In fact, put money on Debonair just laying on the rumors that they were a couple. That's low life. Old goon. Goon? You're not in the mob, Lucy. Do you have to talk like that? I ever just? I were just. I'm not feeling very well. I think I'll head off home now. Oh well, I got some news that might cheer you up a bit before you go, Prof. Spill a bit then, Lucy. But that's wise. Dolly's bringing out a new single soon. What? Dolly? Are you talking about the young lady Steve brought in by mistake? Hey, I've a couple pinches, the wrong wizard from time to time. I'm Dolly Holiday. This new track's causing quite a stir already, and it hasn't been released yet. Why that? She's called it I'll Be the Death of You. Holy smoke, isn't that the famous request? Hey, the lass has got herself on the cover of every magazine because of it. She's a smart one. Will you manage her? But it's the B-side that's got me worried. It's one called Macho Man in a white gown. It's a bit of a strange title, I grant you, but what's funny about it? But you don't see? Don't see what? Oh, nothing. Never mind then. Still not on. You hear Sniffer? Oh, you just missed him, Justin. He went home a few minutes ago. He's got a chick, that lad, in the office before his boss. Don't blow your top, Justin. Ah, you here too, are you all? Of course I am. That's my office after all. You're home, more like. So, how has it been going? Had any incidents recently? You mean a Jekyll and Hyde moments at the prof's dark side? If that's how you want to describe it, talk of the deal, and he'll appear. By heck! You scared the beats out of me, and there's no crook here, so I hadn't realized you could change so easily. It's been a long time, Justin. In fact, yes, our paths haven't crossed since Redmond Castle, have they? Remember? Couldn't forget that if I wanted to. It was memorable, wasn't it? Both of us working together to solve the case. Don't tell me it will be a flashback. To work together? Except it still isn't solved, is it? Because you refuse to tell what you know. It wasn't for that you have solved it long ago. I really don't know what you mean. Fine, if you don't want to discuss it, let's forget it. Leave us alone. As usual, you know how to find me if you need me again. I'll be glad to show up for my old partner anytime. Anytime at all. Bro, are you alright? Yes, thank you, Elsie. I'm fine. Did you hear him? Anytime he said. Did you hear that sound? Yes, I heard. Have you been in touch with your brother recently? Yes, my problem, Justin. But think you can manage him on your own? Only a son of Herschel Layton. So actually it's Herschel Layton. But even entertained the idea. Well, if that's how you feel, I'll keep my nose out of it. Sorry. Right, I'm off. I wish you all the best. Oh, I just hope things don't turn against you. Excuse me, but what's all this? You needn't concern yourself with that at the moment, Lucy. What's puzzling me? It's also intriguing. You'll find out sometime, whether you want to or not. Assuming, of course, that you stay on as my assistant, and I hope that you do. Now it's Foster's. It's still the first DLC, because in the last one there are only 3 cases. 2, 3, and 5 stars. Kiss goodbye. Mr. Rose, having cheese. Why the last file has so uninspired name? Good call, bad call, somewhat. I'll find him. Are you busy? Oh, Commissioner, what are you doing here so early in the morning? Something happened. A very worrying case. I want you to look into it. Must be serious, sir. You don't normally dish out the work in person. Seriously, 4 members of the Mafia have been found dead in one of their hideouts. So what's so bad about it? Huh? I'm afraid so, and for Fendi it's, Sir? Never mind. I've sent through the full report. As soon as you go make any progress, I want to hear about it. Right, you answer. Lucy, could I have worked? Of course, sir. What can I do for you? Don't take your eyes off him during this case, not even for a moment. Of the prof, you mean? Why not? What's going on? Something happened at there's some dogs. But these were someone else. It was in a warehouse used by the mob. I've seen my fair share of murders by now, but these 4 killings were how insane in anyone's book. Even the Prof didn't quite manage to hide his emotion this time, seeing his eyes had settled on somebody puzzling. Extraordinary. After all this time. What is it, Prof? Seriously, no mind. This very elaborate copycat crime. Really? Anyway, let's go over what you know. Okay, I'm listening. The crime scene is a warehouse at some docks in Mersey Shore. It's owned by the Agonies. The Mafia? Yes, they were using it as a hideout. The 4 victims were found there just before dawn yesterday morning. Among them was the head of the whole family, Severina Agony. The organized crime syndicate boss who was in hiding at the Docklands warehouse for fear of assassination, whether those fears were justified is unknown. His right-hand man, Barbarossa Sassner, an old-timer, and number 2 to the Agony clan's boss, a therefore assailant responsible for the death of the countless rival clan members. Strongman Pierce Boyle, where the heck he sorted to when he's so old in this picture? Man whose violent temper was earned him the nickname Pierce Blood Boyle, with countless convictions for assault. Many would like to see him dead. A new record by the name of Angelo Foster, 4 of them in total. Billy had a soft spot for this young lad on account of his cold mind, still fraudster and larcenist. So they were all gangsters that were killed then, huh? Yes, but as for suspects, I hate to think it must be a savage beast to take out for the mob's top files. But actually we don't have any suspects. What? There must be someone! What about the person who found them all, huh? It was a group of sailors who were loading goods in their warehouse. They discovered them. They thought they could smell burning, and when they went to investigate, they found the bodies. But none of them has any connection to the victims. It's not enough to rule them out of though, is it, Prof? What were they doing just before it happened, huh? They were all on a ship from Africa. They'd landed literally minutes before. Well, that's pretty cast iron as alibis go, I suppose. Exactly. No, we can safely eliminate them from our inquiries. Well, there must be some other people connected to the case, surely. It's one other person who could have been involved in some case, some way. But unfortunately, he's gone missing. I have no idea where he is. That's a kick on the ribs. Don't think that there's much you can do now, then. We'll just have to start investigating without any suspects or statements to help us. But I was looking forward to guessing who done it. You know, listening to my gut instinct and that. The point of our investigation this time isn't to identify the killer. The current theory is that the culprit fled the scene after the event. However, the door to the hideout was locked from the inside. Inside the locked room? That's right. Our task is to ascertain how the culprit managed to leave the room that was locked from the inside. Let's see. And there's something else about this case that's very mysterious. What that? Have you heard of the jigsaw puzzle killings, Lucy? Never. No, never. It's an internal name. We have 4 series of killings where a jigsaw puzzle piece was left at every scene. Serial killings that took place 4 years ago. The culprit claimed 26 lives in 1 year. 26? It's huge. How come I've heard not about it? You've kept it under wraps to avoid the press getting hold of it. I'm not surprised you know nothing about it. I made you blackout, huh? But what's the point of that, then? I should think the fastest way for you to understand that is to look at the crime scene in this case. It's a medley of copycat murders, each based on one of the jigsaw puzzle killings from 4 years ago. So there's a common thread to them all. Just so this has nothing to do with foreboding. Beachbody? Seeing as we don't have any suspects, can I have you guess who the culprit is this time? I know, I like that bit, well, oh well, not to do about it. No, so let's see what the scene of the crime looks like, shall we? Let's crack on. And I'll be right back. Back. The four bodies. The four dead bodies on the sand. Let's examine each in turn. As I go, I'll fill you in on the equivalent case from 4 years ago. Kinda small room, so it'll be much bigger. It's so slow when I'm moving it. Wonder why. Maybe on the phone it would be faster, but who knows? What are those pictures that I can examine? Why the heck there's gasoline? It's called jerrycan? Didn't know this. What is this? Tail end of rope? From the rope believed to have been used to hang the victim, largely burnt. Only this short piece from one end now remains. Very strange. An empty metal can for holding fuel. Petroleum. It's not completely black from the flames. A cigarette lighter. It was one of Severina Agoni's favorites. It was used by the culprit to set light to the mafia boss' petrol-doused body. Kinda strange. The door to Agnes' office. It was open when the bodies were discarded, and the doorknob had been wiped clean of any fingerprints. Agnes' dead body, charred from the fire. The cause of death was a broken neck. So they killed each other, after which the victim was doused with the petrol and set alight. This poor fellow's all charred. Poor fellow? But he's mafia, criminal. It's a copy of the St. Florence torture. What St. Florence? A hospital, or rather, it was. When the murder happened, it had already been decommissioned. They found a charred corpse in the disused building. The postmortem revealed the victim had been doused in petrol and set alight while he was still alive. Near the charred corpse, they found a single jigsaw puzzle piece. Investigation showed that the culprits almost suddenly watched the victim burn to death. Are you right, Wilson? I just can't fathom how anyone could do something like that. Sounds so morbid. No, neither can I. Why they question it? They were criminals, so somebody who think that they do injustice can easily kill them all. There were no just random people on the street, although there's perhaps a part of me that can. Never mind. It was the fourth of the jigsaw puzzle killings. So, now filled you in on that, let's get back to our investigations here, shall we? Let's. An old phone lacking any modern features like an answer phone has been wiped clean of prints. Last number note belongs to a nearby call box. Modern feature? Answer phone? For me, it was something like outdated features that I saw in old movies, but never in the modern till mobile phones. Actually, iPhone. Because on my Android, there were no automatical voice answer, and you need to buy this feature from the operator, which was expensive and I had never used. Now it's free. A set of shells containing some of Agony's personal effects. Some pictures his family are displayed. Why we cannot examine them, I don't know. A secure window with wire-reinforced glazing. The blinds were closed at the time of the incident, and there's no evidence of tampering of any sort. Firmly built wooden desk. There doesn't appear to be anything of relevance to the keys in any of the drawers. A small, portable safe. Portable? It's portable, it's not a safe. Safe must be stationary so nobody can steal it. There are no indication that it has been opened or cracked, and the contents remain undisturbed. A largish jigsaw puzzle piece, suggesting it may be part of a children's puzzle. How can you see the difference between children's puzzle and adult's puzzle? There's no special features of interest and no fingerprints on it, or they thinking that jigsaw puzzles are only for children. No. The ages. Is it basement? Just first floor. A metal rubbish bin doesn't appear to contain any rubbish that may be pertinent to the case. Now 10 of unopened cardboard boxes. They contain an assortment of cheap belts and bags, but don't appear to be related to the case in any way. A door leading to a storeroom. It's locked and doesn't appear to have been opened recently. Why this corridor that's empty is a dead end? An industrial sized? It's kinda small to be industrial sized. Other than Angelo's face's body, there was nothing inside. It's equipped with a freezer compartment and an ice maker. Another body! Yes. But Hickprof does not ever take you by surprise. Not when it's written in the case note, no. Well, you could told me that by a dirty trick, that way. So it comes of failing to read the notes yourself, Lucy. Oops. A largest jigsaw puzzle key. Angelo Fessel's dead body had been stuffed in the refrigerator after being strangled to death. Soporific was found in the victim's blood. What is soporific? This Fessel's body, eh? Here we have a copycat of the Stephen Amateur murder, by the look of it. The Stephen Amateur murder? That's sounding grim already. Yes, the amateur doesn't exist anymore, but at the time it was one of the largest in the area. One morning, an employee there discovered the body of a woman in one of the refrigerators. Frozen corpse, huh? Nasty. Actually, it was in the freezer, so the body wasn't frozen, but that's irrelevant. The victim had been strangled and then deliberately moved into the refrigerator. And a single jigsaw puzzle piece had been placed on top of her head. It's like the killer were making it into some sort of game. Very disturbing. It was the sort of the jigsaw puzzle killers. Why am I going into opposite order? Anyway, now I filled you in on that, let's get back to the case at hand. Plainly constructed metal frame bed. There's nothing particular of note about it. Cups from which Sassanam well and fast were drinking their wine. Traces of powerful soporific were found in each one. A soporific? Interesting. So the killer got them on drowsy before bumping them off, huh? This could be an important point, Lucy. We must make sure we follow up on it. A bottle of red wine, of which about 2/3 has been drunk. Powerful soporific is present in the remaining contents. An unfussy aluminum ashtray that is full of cigarette butts and discouraged scraps of paper. Empty paper boxes, leftover bits of fried chicken, salad and other food are strewn all over the table. If they were mafia, why the heck they were eating such a cheap food, drinking cheap wine? But you can go through the table. An aluminum screw top used on bottles so they can be opened without a corkscrew. No traces of soporific were found in the red wine inside the cup. So it was laced after it was opened? How's the heck they... Can't see any door there. Gosh, rotation here is trouble. An extremely strong metal door. It was locked from the inside and the fingerprints of all 4 victims were found on the doorknob. Another puzzle. There's a bed in the takeaway cutter. Another in the corner of the room. They appears to be genuine pearls, and both have a small hole through the middle. It's a curious place to find beds, when you say? A small hole in them, look. Probably from a necklace, I would say. Very good, Lucy. I doubt there's many women who wouldn't have thought of that, Prof. Continuing with a logo that reads Del Hell's Deli. It appears to have contained some takeaway food. Takeaway food, is it? That's right, it seemed the gang had just ordered their lunch before the incident occurred. Well, someone must deliver it then, wasn't they? Of course. So why haven't we got a statement from whoever that was? Because we can't find him. The little boy is the one I told you about before, the only other possible person involved in the case. White boy. Alright. The missing witness. That's the one. But haven't been assigned to the task of tracking him down. As soon as they find him, they'll let us question him, I should think. So he'll be the killer? As someone, they do find him. Missing folk have a nasty habit of turning up dead, my experience. Finished chicken meat. Soup, that reads roast beef sandwich, Caesar salad, fried chicken, red wine. Don't quite understand why in America salads are so untasty. Constantly require dressing to make them tasty, when dressing is actually something that you're supposed to put in some spoiled food. Or maybe they're just not organic. It's like it was in King of the Hill cartoon. Right? Maybe. About Texas, actually. But somewhere around Dallas. Not Sump. A sharp jackknife, the blade of which has been laced with the deadly poison, capable of killing in a matter of minutes, in from a slight grace. Having been stabbed in the back, Layton's suit is soaked with blood, but the cause of death is poisoning, not hemorrhage. Soporific was found in his blood. This fellow's been knifed in the back, look. Yes, and it seemed the blade was laced with poison. I'm fairly sure this is mimicking the Bourbon Street stabbing. I heard of Bourbon Street stabbing before, bro. What happened there then? A woman's body was found on a quiet street one night. She had been stabbed in the back with a poisoned knife. Just like this fellow. Yes, and on the victim's back was a single piece of jigsaw puzzle. That's why they call the jigsaw puzzle killings, huh? Precisely, in fact, that case was the first one. First of so many. Anyway, that's all you need to know right now about that case. Strange that it was not the second. A 29-inch 30 television set, supposed to be super heavy, and has some considerable weight, and was dropped onto Bell's head while being killed, smashing the screen. It's very sad that you cannot buy a brand new 30 TV in very good quality, etc. And all usually that you can buy, they have very terrible geometry. Because 30 is the best for retro games. And why they have actually a bad geometry, it's also adding a huge noise. Actually, any console adding some noise, but when you connect a TV in addition, it's not just doubles, it's triples, quadruples. Terrible. That's why I'm not using it anymore. I'm being thudded to death. A television set was dropped in onto the victim's face. Hold on. Yes. Also, this button not 100% mutant me. Just make it very quiet. Traces of soporific again. My mom always told me not to sit too close to the teller. It's an exact reproduction of the case of Wayman Tube. What that then, Prof? It happened in a very run-down block of flats on an inner city estate, and was found in the room and had been completely ransacked. He had been strangled, and after he was dead, a television set had been smashed on his head. Would do something like that, and why? To hide the identity? I have no idea. The only logical explanation at that time was that it had been done in anger. Then there was no evidence pointing to the culprit whatsoever at the scene of the crime, other than a jigsaw puzzle piece on top of the television. It is. There's one. In fact, thinking about it, that was the second. And they're still going on now, by the looks of things. Anyway, that's all you need to know right now about that case. I suggest we carry on. So that's all the victims' bodies examined. Can't believe all these gruesome murders have been going on with the public knowing not about it. I'm sorry to say that these four are on the mild side. There was no pattern to the killings at all, but they did become ever more brutal. Terrible. In fact, the sole link between all the cases was the jigsaw puzzle piece left at each crime scene. Can you imagine what would have happened if news of such random killings had got out? Yes, people would be more alert and they easily find the criminal. Or crimes will simply stop, like immediately, because criminal would be afraid. But this would happen as usually happening. You must reveal such information to the public. I see, there were no common threats at all then, just the puzzle pieces, huh? That's the thing. When you reveal it to public, usually serial killer stops for some time. Sometimes like 20 years. I've got it. Don't make any murder look like it were part of the serial killers just by leaving a puzzle piece there. Copycats actually very rarely happen. Because why? If there's one serial killer, second one is already acting, he's not starting killing just because, oh, let me copycat this. The perfect way to disguise a totally unrelated crime. That's why we kept all hush-hush, huh? And then... no. No, wait. More importantly, one of the bodies is particularly troubling. All seem pretty troubling to me, Prof. What I mean is, although these are all copycats of previous puzzle piece killings, one victim here was murdered in a subtly different way to before. Do you know which one? How should I know? This one? It's agony, isn't it? There's a clear difference between his murder and the St. Florence one. In the original case, the victim were set alight while he was still alive and he burned to death. And agony had his neck broken first. He was already dead when his body was torched. Precisely. So the question is, why did the killer single out agony? How was his murder different to the original? Maybe the killer were worried about starting the fire? The victim were alive, would be thrashing about him. That's true, and all things being equal, it's not a bad theory, Lucy. But I'm not so sure. The soporific's bothering me. Let's examine the paper cups again. Paper cups? What? A soporific. Interesting. So the killer got them all drowsy before bumping them off, huh? But it would appear that one of the victims hadn't taken any, would it? Which one? I forgot. I don't even remember who was who. He had soporific or not. This one, yes. Doesn't really matter. Not this one. How can I think it if I don't remember? What? The last one again? So he killed himself, maybe? They never found any sleeping medication in agony. Yes, so why would the crime family's head man be the only one of the victims not to have had any? The plot thickens. I think what we may be looking at here is at Watford. Think about it, Lucy. If you had to pick one of the 4 victims as being the culprit, which one would you choose? Think one of these 4 killed all the others? Just a hypothesis at this stage, Lucy, nothing more. But if you had to pick one of these 4 as the person who killed the other 3, who would it be? Kinda obvious. Him? Well, I suppose if I had to pick one, I'll go for Old Agony. My thoughts exactly. And why? Because of this? Agony were the only one not to have taken the sleeping pills. So they were not pills, it was... so for something inside the wine, why the heck pills? It must be in him that bumped off the other 3 against our man. I'd love to agree, but there's a big problem. No? Yes, Agony's cause of death. It was a broken neck that killed him. And it was only after he died that he was doused in petrol and set alight. So it can't have been him then. He were murdered. He must be. Unless of course he arranged for his body somehow to be set alight automatically after his neck broke. Maybe he started the fire and broke his neck? Somebody delivered a takeaway to the very house just before the incident took place. But that's somebody we can't find, isn't it? Yes, we should revisit this once I manage to locate the missing delivery person, perhaps. Some said person hasn't been bumped off as well. Can we check this? It's quite possible that Agony drugged the other 3 and slew them before killing himself. But Agony were doused in petrol and set alight till broken his neck and died. He may have engineered some way to make it happen. Should examine the scene for clues. Do you think it's a serious possibility, Prof? Sounds a bit far-fetched to me. By the way, I didn't check why the heck it was closed, but... Where is him? So, probably it was suicide? I personally don't know. How about this short piece of rope, Prof? Looks a bit sus to me. Yes, the rope. Certainly he could have used the rope to break his own neck, couldn't he? How about that then? Well, imagine the rope used in combination with one other thing the same. What could that be? Layton? No? Not that thorough. He could have used the rope, and what else to break his neck? I have no idea. Why the heck desk? Oh, wait, the desk. He fixed the rope to the ceiling while he was standing on the desk, and then jumped off. It looks like he were a portly fellow. His neck could never have taken it. To snap like a twig. There's no need for quite such a graphic description, Lucy. But yes, I agree with your deduction. Aren't you overlooking someone though, Prof? If he'd done that, he'll still be dangling from the ceiling in it, so he must have used some implement to break the rope after he jumped. Can you think what that might have been? Look ahead. He used the lighter to set fire to the rope, and his whole body swelled. Agony doused himself in petrol, set himself alight, and jumped off the desk to break his neck. And if he did not break it, he would simply burn alive, hanging. Nice. Eventually, the rope would have burned through, destroying the evidence of his elaborate suicide. His charred body on top of the floor, and not else, huh? And making it look just like he'll been murdered by someone rather than doing himself in. So that explains it then. Now we know how the room were looked from the inside. Don't get too excited, Lucy. If our theory were correct, you'll expect to find some signs of scorching on the ceiling. Before we go any further, would you mind contracting forensics and asking them to see what they can find? No props. You've got the forensics report, and they couldn't find any signs of scorching on the ceiling. I see. Pity. If Agony didn't do himself in, then he must be done in by someone else. In which case, it makes no sense whatsoever that he hadn't had the crushed up sleeping pills. Where the heck pills? Actually, you can buy it in the form of syrup. Why the heck pills? Perhaps we are overlooking the most obvious explanation. Maybe in London. In the UK, they know only about pills and nothing else, that's why. That is, the culprit attempted to administer the soporific to Agony, but failed. You're right. That is simple. The culprit was then left with no choice but to resort to extreme violence to conclude the ill deed. For which he or she used what, Lucy? Do you know? What was the murder weapon? Murder weapon? No. It were the rope, of course. Precisely. The perpetrator strangled Agony, and with some considerable force, because it caused Agony's neck to be broken. Then, as we have already deduced, he or she set the victim's dead body on fire. No doubt the intention was to eliminate the evidence by burning the rope as well. Nice and neat. Hey, that ties things up nicely. Sorry, that went unintentional. It would indeed explain the evidence before us, but we are still in the realm of conjecture, unfortunately. We lack a suspect, an incredible explanation for how the culprit escaped a low crime scene. I forgot about that. Don't get dejected, Lucy. We have other avenues to explore. Do you? Been over everything already. I don't see how it's possible. There's no such thing as a perfect crime, Lucy. If there's no such thing as a perfect crime, why the heck there's tons of crimes that went unsolved? They're perfect. The culprits will have left a trail. In that, one of the victims will have left a damn message. Some perfect crimes in maybe movies, maybe not all of them, but not in real life. In there, a piece of evidence that creates a discrepancy, and the rest of the facts just have to find it. A trail left by the killer, or a dying message left by one of the victims. Are you sure? I wish I could find a clue or two to get me started down the right track. Consider this, the culprit was bound by the circumstances of the original 4 jigsaw puzzle killings. I saw. So discrepancy between these killings and the originals could tell us something, could it not? And that's an idea. I'll see what I can find. Not this. But he's the only one. Listen, who's different? Him? But not? Oh, what the heck? Ah, Preston Harrison. With his puzzle. Don't quite remember all the details. Checking them. Oh, where they listed them? I have no statements. Gain this bug on the top right. Simply will check everything. Will be much faster. Okay, it's something about the... Remember that they were saying that one jigsaw puzzle was on top of the head? What the heck is this? This I already used, isn't it? It's definitely not a bookshelf. So what the heck is this? What the heck was this? Okay, bats? Also not. What the heck is this shit? There's something a bit funny about this piece puzzle. When you see, I mean, if Sasina were drugged and out of it at the time, how could he have crushed it in his hand? An interesting idea, Lucy. It's a little odd, I grant you. I certainly wouldn't expect someone to scream their fist in their sleep. So does that mean the killer put the piece in Sasina's hand and squashed it, him or herself, themselves? Well, in the original jigsaw puzzle case, I'm fairly sure the puzzle piece was found on the victim's back. It's a bit of a mystery why it's being crushed in this instance. Why has it been? Perhaps it is the dying message you've been looking for. Sasina's dying message. How exciting. It's only the fun thing. Why do people always butt in at the most crucial moments, huh? Shall I get it? No, I'm good. Prof! What is it, Lucy? What's happened? They found him. They found the missing witness. He should be here any minute now. 14? Oh, only witness, huh? Last name is utter mystery, is it? Though fairly new to the job, this young lad is a hard-working entrusted by his employer has no apparent connection to the agonist. Why the heck it's allowed to work in delivery at 14? You're supposed to have your own car or a bike. It's not a paper delivery. Yes, he's a delivery boy. He was at the scene of with an order moments before the 4 victims were killed. He's supposed to be supervised by his parents, so he cannot go far from his house. But he was delivering food to the storehouse somewhere? And in the industrial area? Outrageous. 14 years old. Kids are constantly missing at this age. And then he disappeared. More than a bit sus, if you ask me. Don't think so? From the look of it, I'll say it's extremely unlikely that he's the culprit. Prof, can't go judging folk on their appearance. Should know better than that. That's not what I meant. I've been over all the paperwork on this boy and I can't find anything. No reason why he would have killed these mobsters in a copycat of the Jigsaw puzzle murders. It's 1 step forward and 2 steps back in this case, isn't it? I think we can safely agree. Other mystery is not the killer. I'm 100% certain of the validity of the deduction. Doliphy. He may have some useful information for us. Let's see what we can find out. Mr. Mystery, thank you for coming in. Inspector Layton. It's got me. I did it. Throw me in that cells, quick. Huh? Don't be ridiculous. Have you calmed down a bit now, Mr. Mystery? Yeah, I'm boss now, Thomas. Can call me Otter if you want. Why the heck adding all of this garbage? English spelling is already terrible. Now it's like impossible to even guess what is this. So, Mr. Mystery, do you stand by what you said before? I didn't really kill those 4 fellows, did you? Yeah, I did. I killed the Laurent? What the heck? No, it was Bancon. I don't understand what he's saying. Sounds like an outright confession. I didn't hear the confession, I didn't understand it. Prof, if I'm understanding correctly, job done. Perhaps you could talk us through the course of events exactly as they happened, Mr. Mystery. Alright, if you want me to. What? The gaffer Goran order on the phone. What? When he asked where it was going, it was the agonist gang, maybe? Have they got a name for themselves around this person, the agonist? You haven't heard of them? Get in the penalty area of that lot and you never coming back. Everyone around here knows that. If that were true, there'd be a lot of missing people around this neck of the woods, weren't there? So, the gaffer, what the heck is this? I wasn't gonna do it, but he said if you wanna keep your job, you're gonna. So what did you do? I took the delivery and I killed them all. Now you say, not your saying makes any sense, lad. So it was you who put the soporific, that is, the sleeping pills, how the heck liquid can become a pill. You know the wine before you delivered it. Gosh. Yeah, that's right. It was kill or be killed, you know, like... You're gonna protect yourself around here. That's why I crushed them sleeping pills and put them in the wine before I took it. No. Okay, it's much easier to buy some syrup and add it into the wine. Give it half an hour and then went back. They were all clear by then, snoring like babies. I killed all 4 of them in a sip. Bison. Well, Otter, thanks to your statement, I can now categorically say that you're not the culprit. Nevertheless, there are a number of points I'd like to clear up with regard to what you told us. You can say that again. However, there's one very stark discrepancy that I'd like to address first. Do you know what discrepancy I'm referring to, Lucy? This one? Can you pick out the particular piece of evidence? I can. This one? You said you put the sleeping pills in the wine before you delivered it, but you found the lids of the wine bottle, understand? And for instance, didn't find any trace of the drug from the wine on the inside of it. Man, that gone right on my head. What are you trying to say? Let me boil it down for you. The wine got in the inside of the screw top as you were carrying the bottle with the other food to the warehouse. After you delivered it, the mobsters opened the bottle and the lid fell on the floor. Now, if the wine on the lid did not have any of the drug on it, then we know we crushed up sleeping pills. The crushed up sleeping pills must be added after the bottle were opened. And it's true. That's what a great mind. But if they actually were the pills that were crushed and went inside, how did they know beforehand that those were pills? I don't know if I'll go that far. Mr. Mystery, you do realize what this means. It means that actually the real killer here is Layton himself, his second identity. Spirit mind. There's no question that the soporific was added to the wine at the scene of the crime itself. Now, do you remember what I said to you before when I asked if you committed this crime? So it was you who put the soporific, that is, the sleeping pills, into the wine before you delivered it. Oops. Quite, you made a statement there that is currently at odds with the evidence. Conclusion, you're not the culprit. What? So you're not gonna put me in prison now? Of course not. No, we're not in the habit of incarcerating innocent people, Mr. Mystery. You can never rely on the... Who? Business? That's it now. I'm done for. If I'm not inside, he'll get me for sure. I'm dead. Assassin's gonna kill me. Assassin? Yeah. Don't tell me you never heard of Barbaros Assassin. We know who Assassin is. And you know he's deadly killer. Takes on whole gangs and beats the living daylights out of them. That man single-handedly taken out gangs of more than 1,000. possibly a slight exaggeration. What do you say? If only I'd never seen it, never seen Assassin doing that terrible thing that day. Now he thinks he's gonna kill us. Us? So he can keep us quiet. So, if I understand correctly, you were hoping to be arrested in order to escape Sasuna? Yeah, that's it. Don't care how bad it's inside, gotta get away from it. How bad inside? You'll be executed, obviously. Somehow. Alright, calm down, Otter. You really don't need to worry, Sasuna is dead. Huh? Yes, Barbaros Assassin was among the victims you were claiming to have killed. A thief? It's true, we can show you his death certificate if you want. What? He can't be not Barbaros Assassin. This man's my hero. Tell me it isn't true. Tell me this is all a bad dream. Are you up, Prof? Let's off his record. It's quite normal for young boys to idolize these thugs, Lucy. Normal? First time I heard it. Why the heck it's normal? If it's normal, he's criminal himself. But more importantly, he said something rather interesting. You mean the terrible thing he said he saw Assassin doing? That's why I was not watching these Godfather movies. Because I don't like to watch anything where the heroes are some kind of mafia. Except it was JoJo part, which one? 5? Anyway, they were again the mafia. And there's something you wanna ask me? You settle down a bit now, have you? I'm still unsure that Assassin is dead, but you say I have to, miss. I'll tell you what I know. You have to. Now I've got to tell you. It must have been about 3 hours after I made the delivery. I headed back to pick up the rubbish. Why the heck you need to pick up rubbish after delivery? It's all part of this service? There's such service in UK, I would never allow somebody to pick up any rubbish out of the delivery from my house. Have additional contact to some unknown person? Never. Never. You mean you went back to the warehouse where the gangsters were? Yeah, and that's when I saw it. So, service. Luxury service for some cheap food? So Sasuna coping off with that didn't bird. What? Coping off? You mean he was kissing someone? That's right. A short girl, she was like. And they were really going for it. Can't believe it. I've got to get myself a girl like that. He where? Kissing someone in the warehouse though? Where? Yeah, but that's not all I saw. I was standing there, gulping at the two of them kissing, but then all of a sudden Sasuna opened his eyes really wide, like staring straight at me. Could tell he was gonna kill me. So I dropped everything and did one as fast as I could. Oh my god, who's Sasuna here? This one? He was kissing somebody? How actually he was killed? How many statements do you have? So you fled because Sasuna saw you watching him? Not sure about this, Sotar. Were he really kissing someone? Must have been just before he died. Tell you the truth. I swear. You're gonna believe me. I see. Don't worry, I do believe you. Oh, prof. You don't believe that, surely? Do you remember the puzzle piece scratching Assassin's hand, Lucy? We were discussing it before Otter showed up. Didn't you say it were probably Assassin's then message or something? That's right. So what could we now deduce from that evidence, you think? He wasn't asleep. He was incredibly strong. Skilled first. So some multiple homicide. And wasn't. If Sasuna were stealing that puzzle piece, it showed that he probably went asleep when he died. Quite. And Mr. Mister's statements back that up nicely. And there's something else, of course. There's evidence that a woman was at the scene of the crime too. Do you remember what that was? Sense of woman, it's amazing. Those beds we found, of course. Precisely. That's it. The birds was Snoggin had a bad necklace on. Well, that no. And while those beds ended up in the books, idiot, the takeaway in. It pins down the time the son was at the center of that time of the murders. So he's telling the truth then. Quite probably, yes. I already told you that I wasn't lying, like. And if we accept that Sasina had a female visitor at the very house that day, everything starts to fall into place. Now I know exactly what happened there. You do? Yes, we can finally say for sure how these four gangsters lost their lives. Already? The end? It was the same woman that stole this idol? Stone idol? It's actually her? Him? Let's take all the information you gathered so far bit by bit and consider what it tells us. Just before the murders took place, Mr. Mystery delivered an unopened bottle of wine to the very house, and that somebody put a soporific in the wine. What time is it? But who? There are only two real possibilities. Aren't there? Do you know who they are? Drunk the wine? Two people? No one? Him? Or maybe a boy? Okay. Him? Not? Him? Finally. Must be either Sasino or the last you were kissing in the corridor there. Yes, and those two must have been responsible for drugging the wine. notification. Is it another cat? It's another dog! What the heck dog is doing here? It's run away right now. Just what the heck? Dogs must be on leash. Always. No matter what. God damn it. People are imbeciles. The dog's owners. It's a game going somewhere. Where it was second time. What the heck is going on? Then two are bad news. My mom would do her nuts if she caught me snogging like that. So it were Sasina and that last who killed the other three then. Well, more accurately, it was Sasino who killed them, after which he called the woman to come. Fact, there's evidence at the scene to confirm that theory, but why the heck he was actually drugged as well? You know what I'm referring to? No. This? Yeah. It's the telephone in Akine's office, isn't it? I believe so. The last call made from that phone was to nearby call box. In all likelihood, once Sasina had finished the job and killed his three comrades, it's when he called him. Even abroad in the middle of the day. It's a fair crack. By the way, it was actually a very good way to avoid paying for the phone call. Usually, like my relatives were calling from their payphone to the house home. And immediately after this, I called them back, then picking up, because home phone you were not paying for the minutes you're using. It was just an maybe it was completely free. I don't remember. Or maybe you were paying small fee each month. Anyway, the payphone you need to pay for each minute, of course. The problem is there was actually no, well, it was not producing any sound. There was no any ringing device. Wait, how the heck it can be called? Bells? I have no idea. Anyway, the call was silent, so when somebody picked up the phone, you can actually speak to someone who's calling. You know that in other countries, they were actually ringing, but not in mine. But still it was possible to call. Barbarossa, Sassinas, Demon. Perhaps we ought to send Alter home before we go any further. Did you think? Yes, good idea. We'll be talking about a lot of things you probably won't understand, so might be alright. Maybe there's gonna be something I can help you. You're sweet. After all, I owe you one, don't I, miss? I don't recall doing none. You don't owe me that. There's no point to say. Let's just get on with our work. So, Sasina waited for his lady friend in the corridor, where the couple exchanged a kiss. There was no ordinary kiss that. They were all over each other. Quite. And you, Mr. Mystery, were peeping at them, and they embraced, of course. There's no need to call it peeping. Let's say that was reckon work. Reckon work? What the heck is this? In the midst of all this, Sasina suddenly opened his eyes and glared at you? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It was terrifying. You know, like, I hope no one ever looks at me like that again. Must have been very scared. Don't know what then happened, save that the woman vanished and only Sasina's corpse remained. Yep, I'm sensing a crime of passion again here, Prof. There are three little mysteries we need to solve. Who killed Sasuna? When did he take the soporific? And how did the room end up being locked from the inside? You're right, Rolf. They did find traces of the drug in Sasuna's blood, didn't they? But if he were the one responsible for killing the other three, why would he have drugged himself? Precisely, we have a second killer on our hands, who somehow got the soporific into Sasuna. Anyway, let's tackle the questions one at a time. First of all, who killed Sasuna? This. It must have been the little lass that killed him. That's right. The position of the wounds means we can rule out suicide. Yuan is the only other viable option. That's rubbish. They were snogging like live birds. There's no way it was here. Can be sure exactly what was going on between Sasuna and the Suan at the time. However, if my deductions are correct, I believe you witnessed the victim at the very moment he was killed. I never saw that. I think you did. Lucy, you see what I'm driving at, don't you? When was Sasuna stopped? Next one. It when he opened his eyes. That's when he was stopped. Exactly. He didn't open them because he realized you were watching him with some mystery. His eyes opened wide at the shock and pain of being stopped in the back. The scene actually so barbarous as Sasuna getting murdered? Sick. So, now let's tackle the next little mystery. You mean when and how Sasuna were given the sleeping pills? Yes. Sasuna himself added the soporific to the wine to drug his three victims, but he didn't want to drug himself. Somehow, however, the woman who killed him managed to get him to take the drug without him realizing. But how could she have done that? Yes, got me. Taking Barbarossa's assassin gonna be impossible, gonna? Hasn't it? We have ample evidence already that shows how she pulled it off. Can you work it out? How? Container? Oh my god. The first one? Nope. This statement? Why the heck? It when they kissed her, no? I think it was. I believe the killer delivered the soporific in person at the scene of the crime with a passionate kiss. How the heck you can do it with a kiss? Yep. That's not what's boss. Don't tell me she was faking it, huh? I wanna snook someone like that. Quite like that, I hope. Now all that remains is the final little mystery. When Sasuna's body was found, it was behind a metal door and had been locked from the inside. So the question is, who locked that door and how? Who? No? However cunning this woman may have been, she couldn't possibly have done it. Must have been someone else that locked the door. Him in this case? I don't suppose it's where Assassina himself who locked it. Can you think why he might have done that? To escape the villain? To take all the glory? To implicate the villain? I have no idea. First one. Escape? Well, Assassina had just been literally stopped in the back by a lass he thought were on his side. So my guess is he shut himself in the room to get away from his surprise attacker. Agree. He fled inside to escape any further attacks from his assault. I imagine there was probably a struggle at this point, which is when the woman's bed necklace broke. A couple of the beds fell through the open doorway before Assassina stamped it shut and locked it. Which meant, even if she noticed there were some missing, there was naught she could do about it. Nothing. Right. It doesn't make any sense. No. I mean, if he's gone away, how come he still died? And if you're gonna do one of the building, right? It would make sense, huh? It would, but someone else was present, which made retreating back inside the safer option for Assassina. Do you know who I'm referring to, Lucy? Here? Oh, wonderful. No, she looks different, but still can be here. Good. It were Otter. He were there, at the other end of corridor, spying on them. There's no way I have been scared of me. Sina had just been stopped in the back by someone he trusted. Then he spotted a stranger blocking his escape route. It's no wonder he chose to leg it back into the room and shut the door. Oh yeah, what does that mean? If I hadn't been there, Assassina still be here? I very much doubt it. He would have died either way. The knife he was stopped with was still notifications. See if they doing. But now it's just a car. The knife he was stopped with was laced with a deadly poison. I don't know. Where did the puzzle piece come from then? He was holding it in his hand, remember? Expect the assault. Put it into his jacket pocket or the leg during the kiss. As he fought to maintain consciousness, he must have come across it and realized that puzzle piece would have made something painfully clear to him. Thus proof that the woman had intended to kill him all along. And in a final fit of rage, he crushed his fist with all his remaining might, huh? Yes, that's my theory, see? One hero? Well, Barbaros Assassina? The world's not gonna be the same without you. Less criminals better? Damien. But for as long as I live, I'm gonna tell everyone his story. God damn it, he'll be another criminal. So everyone knows what a hero he was. Okay. So listen, you got work to do. We need to get our reports written up and arrange a search for the missing woman. But you approve? I get straight onto it. It's really over? That's kinda strange. How are our investigations progressing, listen? Like an ingrown toenail, Prof. Everything were hunky-dory between Assassina and the rest of them, by the looks. Had no reason to kill them. But about the one, then just as much of a mystery. What do you mean? There's no question that there were a lass whose Assassina had been seen. That no one's seen hide nor hair her. Not a sausage. What? Sausage. Listen. Wait, it gets worse. Apparently, this lass that Assassina had been carrying on with, where that's one and creepy looking, the rest of the gang thought she were a ghost. Really? Well, that's very interesting. Innocent my foot, scary as the word you're looking for. Case closed, it may be, but I certainly won't be resting easy over this one. Can tell you, bro. Done what we can. Listen. Don't say that. What's especially interesting is how the culprits milked a series of cases that happened 4 years ago. There has to be some significance to that. No doubt you'll find out what it is soon enough. It's really over? Not yet. And there you are, Alfandi. I've been looking all over you. An exemplary performance that was. Exemplary? You lot really are simple, aren't you? You're not Alfandi. It's not over. What are you talking about? The jigsaw puzzle killings, 4 years on, and they're still happening. Each of these murders was a copycat of one of the 4 original jigsaw puzzle killings. What is this puzzle? Humpty Dumpty? The pieces that were left behind in each case are identical. Incredible. Just 2 pieces left. Look. So the killer plans to take 2 more victims? And where the crushed one? Yes, but who? Layton and his split personality? So this was the second DLC, the cases left. I believe I will finish them on Friday, especially that I will start with this one, I still have time. Oh heck, I'm so late! Yep, sounds like there's someone in the office. I don't understand what's wrong with me. You know, I still feel the same way about... Let the prof. What's he talking about? And now the skin is not healthy. Good gracious! Listen at the keyhole? How very rude! Listen, I may just... Goodness, is that time already? She's not looking at the clock. If you'll excuse me, some of us have better things to do than sit around snooping on others. Hey, no, hang on! What a chick. And listen in. It'll help our heroine, that's all. A good detective has to strain her ears a little, every now and then, doesn't she? Morning. Hey bro, I just bumped into Lass on the corridor and is she... Sorry, listen, let's have to wait. We have a new lead on Etis Never have? Yes, there's a good chance it may even allow us to apprehend you. And it's the last at last, huh? Yes, finally. Just so I got it straight in my head, huh? Who's shaking? I say, come on, wake up! She was a suspect in that particular gruesome murder case we solved. Let's remember. Okay, nearly there. It's on the tip of my tongue. Must be the mastermind in the walking corpse case. Alright. Alas, that's the pulling the strings of that character fellow. The one who stole that creepy stone idol, huh? Precisely, Mariana Atista. In fact, it's that very stone idol that's led us to her. It's been auctioned off on the black market. So where she then? Where's she been hiding out? In an old, abandoned, stately home in the Lake District. Over. What, here in England? Yes, local police have managed to corner her in the building cellars. However, there are a number of traps and tricks down there that have stopped our lot finding her. Traps and tricks? I'm afraid I don't know the details, but it sounds rather like there's a secret room down there somewhere. How exciting. It's proper famous 5 stuff, this. What famous 5? So you'll better be making tricks. But we go in there? To investigate the actual standing in? I'd really love to stay put here and work it out with the construction machine, but Hilda asked me as a personal favor. I couldn't refuse. Who's Hilda? She was just here. Didn't you say you ran into her in the corridor? Yeah, we had to run it in alright. Anyway, look, time is of the essence. You need to get up there as quickly as we can. And more importantly, get back as quickly as we can. The prof stepping out of the office. I never thought I'll see the day. But Hilda Lass must be somewhat special. Alright. And that's how it happened. The prof and I out in the wild. We took the train and after endless changes we finally arrived. It was an old, dilapidated mansion. Something. It's a construction of its real. I think the Mets might have laid on some transport instead of making us take the train. It's a hard life sometimes. This policy lock, huh? And sending me to this dust-thrown dung hole of all places. Which prof? Where did you spring from? So Sam, I think I allowed myself to get a little too emotional, perhaps. Scared me. It's quiet, isn't it? Where are all other officers? No doubt Hilda's arranged for them all to keep out of our way. She informed me that she left the scene exactly as she found it herself. Yeah, to investigate as if we were the first ones here. Why? She's dating us, is she? And my first ever real-life crime scene. Well, that's going to spoil this opportunity for me. Not Hilda, not your Jekyll and Hyde, then. Because the first time you worked on the ground instead of with the construction machine. There it is. Oh well, in that case, you'll better man the whole thing yourself. Hold your horses, prof. What? I'll tell you what. What about all my instructions? How am I supposed to know what to do? Listen, it's really quite simple. You merely need to locate the secret room where a T-State is hidden. There's no particular order in which you need to tackle things, so just snoop around as you see fit. In other words, you're dropping me in it, huh? Thank you very much. You're welcome. Now start investigating. Tap and slide? I remember this. Wait, so now it's faster. Maybe it's more responding because it's bigger? What the heck is this clock? Apple, cat, tea, car? A wall clock with a very unusual design on its plate. Apple is 1, now it's actual Layton puzzle? No, 12. F3, T5, vehicle or car, 8. A step of paper on batteries, WC, water closet, from 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is actually cat. WC, water closet. So that's what's behind the door. Why can't folk just call it a toilet, huh? Call a spade, I say. Bathroom? You actually don't really know it's a toilet or not. Yes. WC is toilet. I am naming the toilet myself. Why not? But the closet sounds simply strange. The locked door under the bathroom. There's no sign of a keyhole anywhere. Door's locked. But there's no keyhole lock. Look. How true, very interesting. Well, it's just locked from inside how it's supposed to be. You think we have found a Tista? No, I don't get the impression there's anyone behind that door. Tista must be somewhere else. There must be a special way to open it though. Suppose you'll better find it then. I had never seen any lock from outside the toilet. Wait a second, there's supposed to be a way to open if it was closed inside. Maybe I saw it in renting apartments. It's not really a lock, it's a lock. The top drawer of a small chest of drawers used for storage. So but the drawer moves further. And no fast pair of tweezers. And the idea they are very fine. I should be able to grip onto small objects, very tight spaces. We took it? The bottom drawer of a small chest of drawers used for storage. It's all by the drawers moves further. She like that it's constantly changing the gameplay. So when you play the other game, not the same one. Usually in AAA projects it's staying the same gameplay till the very end. Except through games. Like Cosmic Rangers maybe, Space Rangers. Rusty old key that looks like it's about to break at any moment. A musty smelling bed. The bed is very dumb. and has sequential order. Treats swine follows after canine. Canine? The stairs lead out of the cellars, however, Atista can have escaped as officers have been guarding the top the entire time. The sun is fast in this room, but not here for some reason. That's correct. Shade the same, just different space. That's why. A clockwork music box. Unfortunately, the winder is missing, so it doesn't play. Without a winder, there's no way to hear the music. That makes me want to hear it all the more, Prof. I wonder if there isn't someone lying around here we could use as a makeshift winder. When you find something you think you might be able to use to wind it up, examine the music box again. Thinking we can do it right now. But you must select it first. No? And it makes no difference whether you hear it play or not. It does. I want to know what tune it plays. So I don't have it yet? Very strange. Harmless is the beast that leads the way. But the heck, that's 2 stars when it's definitely harder. A guide to the many different breeds of cat in the world. A tome filled from cover to cover with feline facts. The chock-a-block the shelves, but there's 4 books. Jutting out, look. In it, well, begging us to push them back in fact. Yes, this will require somebody delicate. Yes. You hear that funny noise? What's happened? Might. Maybe not, but more by luck than judgment. You even consider it might have been a trap, Lucy? Oops, sorry, Prof. I didn't think of that. This Atista hideout should assume anything and everything could be a trap. I will do from now on, Prof. Alright, well, at least nothing happened. So we can push the others in there, A 1, a 2, 3. Well, that's odd. They all popped back out of the game. Lucy, I knew you were fearless, but I didn't think you were quite such a daredevil. That wasn't a compliment. Anyway, pushing all the books in doesn't appear to be the answer to this puzzle. Because then the order in which one pushes the books in the game. What do you think? How do you put them in? It must be it. Search the room and see if you can find a clue as to the correct sequences. Bowen comes before swine? What is Bowen? What is Grand Smith diet? Ah, it's apple. It's really more. Book all about how to brew tea? But console the ages settlements with the claim that it's possible to identify the error of a car comes from simply by looking at it. About dieting on apples, some the occupant of this place had an interest in losing weight. Apples, they contain sugar, it's impossible. How about that? Is that coming back out? So, have we cracked it? Toilet was opened? Find set is roaring, pulled as it is by great many locks. Spare cabinets, glass doors that are locked shut. Looks like this cabinet's locked. Have to smile the glass. No, listen. You might inadvertently destroy one of the traps itself, rendering it impossible to get any further. I see it's trapped when it's simply a puzzle. Now there must be a key for it somewhere. It's your way in. Right then, if you say so. Let me check the notes. No wine comes before swine. Maybe it's a ball? Before swine. Hornless. The bit that leads the way. Hornless. Sign follows after canine. No wine, swine, canine, hornless. An empty bathtub. The plug is missing, so it couldn't be filled. Top. There's a slimy top. It seems to be connected up because water flows through it. Looks like you could fill someone up from this, bro. That's something you want to fill with water? Not yet. I'm not sure how you intended to fill that with water. How easily? Smelling out. Very decent toilet that you'd really rather not use. Flush handle moves, but it doesn't work. Horde is the last beast to go. Flames dying and swing. It's the right key. It's a perfect fit for the log growth, but it doesn't want to turn for some reason. It's very fragile, Lucy. You'll need to be gentle with it, otherwise it'll... Oh no. Rick. Let's done it. Jigger it. Sorry. Never mind. Our first priority now should be to remove the broken fragment of the keyhole. No. I'm gonna make myself more work to do. What a wailing. Have you noticed anything we might be able to use to extract the broken piece of key? But of course. I managed to get that bit of broken key out of the lock with the tweezers. Oh good, that's a relief. Now we can get on with finding the key, huh? Try not to break the key next time, shall we? Be another key? And the key to the cabinet? Send the music box? Actually, I'm thinking that I must continue tomorrow. Will it save where I stopped? Right? Look at this, bro. The broken key fits in here like a glove. Maybe, but it won't be able to wind up the string. Actually, I don't understand why they say that glove can easily fit. So far, when I see glove, especially when you have wet hands, it's very and super hard to put it inside. While using construction gloves only. So this phrase is invalid. It's wrong, it's outdated. Don't know about that. Look at that. It's popped open. So, what's supposed to be broken? Key that was hidden inside the missile box. Swish. This hits will look perfectly, prof. Yeah, in, I reckon. Not a moment too soon. I want to get back to the office, but you don't like being here, do you? Why didn't you just say no if you hate it that much? That's all very well in theory, but don't forget it was Hilda who made the request. Just who is Hilda last, prof? Oh yes, of course, you don't know, do you? Hilda works for Interpol. She's involved in international crime prevention. What, that last I met in the corridor? No idea, that sounds pretty grand. She is by far the most successful of our class. Your class? Why you two are... What did you say? No, not. Let's get this cabinet open, shall we? Why no? Large cups sporting an emblem of a pig. It's not obvious special qualities and it's probably good for holding the liquid, but not much else. Hello, Val. Thank you for the raid. She was thinking to end the stream very soon, or right now. It's another Layton game. Of course. Still trying to play every single Layton Ace Attorney game. Which takes a while. Listen, you were playing a retro? But usually you're playing something like Judgment. Like a dragon? Not retro? Did I miss something? Hold on, how can I open your past streams? They remove it? Holy shit, how they added shoutout first of all. But that's kinda interesting. Now I can see your socials on this page, but I cannot open your channel from here. Rock Galaxy. And that's a level 5 game? You're also playing a level 5 game. Despite this game is exclusive to mobiles, kinda not bad. It's more like a Saturn game, not Layton game. Okay, just don't know where I'm supposed to put them down. Definitely not here. So here, well, it's more like Miles Edgeworth investigations. Because we are not defending somebody. Trying to find the culprit. Am I supposed to put them? And I'm moving around by using touchscreen, of course. Where the heck is supposed to put them? The fireplace? Looks like not. You came exactly at the time when I stuck. Or maybe at the toilet. Wait, wait a second. Here. But of course, we need to use stuff. Saying that first went without horns, but it's actually not a cow, it's ball. Swine, maybe? Let's fill this up. Do you want to fill anything else up with water? All of them, looks like. And that's it all. And a huge inventory. Yeah, but where to use them next? That's the last one. I'm not sure that we have anything else that can hold water. I wonder what we can use all the water we got now for. Inside the bath too? Plaque is missing. It's not this one. There's also a toilet. So what? Okay, we have notes. Horns is the last beast to go. The flames dying in its wake. But there are two horned beasts. Rhino and Bow. Okay, horns, the last one. Hornless is the beast that leads the way. The first hornless beast actually pig. Because another note saying that K9 is going after the pig. Swine follows... Ah, no, wait a second. Swine follows after K9. So first is K9, next Swine. So K9 is first. Dog, pig... Dog, pig. Dog, pig. What? Okay, dog, cow, pig, rhino? Where am I supposed to use it? Hey, we might be able to put all the 5 with all the water in the goblets. And just an idea, why don't you try it and see what happens? So, dog? It still hasn't gone out. Cow? Pig? Rhino? Done? Done it? This must be the way into the secret room. Good, let's go in then. You know, a sister's probably in here, don't you, Prof? Do you think we can handle her on our own? I'm sure we'll be fine. She doesn't seem to have any intention of killing us. How do you know that? If she'd wanted us dead, she would have set far more dangerous traps for us. I suppose that's true. We're never in any danger. Although... Well, I can't imagine Hilda being stunned by what you just gone through. Whether that tell us? I'm not sure exactly. It seems perhaps Hilda wanted a sister and I to meet for some reason. You seem to know this Hilda lass very well, Prof. Yes, I do. You've been closely acquainted for some time. Oh, I see. Alright then, let's go in. A sister will be waiting for us. Could you notice her? She doesn't look like the one. Yep. Who are you? You don't know? I don't know. A sister? Try to disguise yourself, huh? My real name is Lian Makepeace. Makepeace? That's right. The daughter of Kian Makepeace, the man you murdered. Oh, the Prof? So that's what this is all about. Hey, what's your Prof again? Let me guess, you're the one who took out the mobsters in Mercyshire. Impressive. Those oaks once betrayed my father, so I killed them. So you mean this lass is the slugger that young lad saw at the... And now you come for me? How delightful. I'd love to, but it's not time yet. When I'm ready, I'll let you know. Make sure you show up when I send you an invitation. But show up to his own murder? That's likely. I think Layton will come. He'll be too curious about what happened at Forbodium Castle to miss it. What do you know? You've done here for now. Wait! Come on, Prof, after here. My brother. Healers people will have the place surrounded. They will? If they can't catch you, there's no point in us giving chase. Can I obviously? They will not catch you. That's all? There's only 2 cases left. And usually, in the past, 2 cases taking like 3 hours. Because I finish this one, that one, and this. Should I start a new one? Who should I rate some of them? Haven't choose. No, I personally think I'll finish it on Friday. Let me rate some of them. Again, let's check who is online. Can't say I see anybody. Well, obviously nobody playing this game. It's so old and it's mobile. I'll be the only one. Said it had no sequel? Yeah, just me. Now maybe, no, wait a second, this anime is supposed to be anime about them. Alright, let's check. Who can I read? Well, hard choice, there's no bar line here. So... well, I see somebody playing Persona, the first one, the remake for PSP. Personally, I would like to play the original one, but Japanese version of it. But if there's still no fan translation, might play the American version for PlayStation 1, despite it's being bad. His PSP version I played myself, when it was released in 2009. Usually I'm not playing twice. Usually. Looks like I will be playing Tomb Raider twice. Just for Sega Saturn. Anyway, thank you for stopping by, thank you Bob for the rate, and see you not tomorrow, but on Friday. Good luck and good night. See you.